I hope your phone sounds silent.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Are you
For so long, we've been here, we've been trying to break.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Springboard Hangout. The Springboard Hangout, as you know, is your educative program that looks at things that concern us, and then we look at how we can find issues that relate to it. And today, we continue with playing games. We are looking at, this time, you know, we've looked at chess, we've looked at Scrabble, we've looked at even e-games. So we actually, at some time, I was fortunate enough to attempt to beat somebody at a Formula One game, which I don't think I succeeded because I was too excited anyway during that particular edition to talk to you and to talk to them. But it was fun while it lasted. And then today we said, okay, so having gone around the world, can we come to our country, our one and only GH, and look at what games there are in Ghana that we play? And we went and did some serious research. I mean, I tell you, I kid you not, it was serious research. And we came up with some really excellent games, and we settled that. For today, we are looking at OWARE. I hope you know how to play OWARE, because if you don't know how to play OWARE, I have two lovely ladies in the studio today who will teach us how to play OWARE. So find someone who needs to learn a traditional game and let the person be part of today's edition. And we'll look at what is the essence of our traditional games. We'll also have Fapepong on this program. He curates our traditional wisdom, and he would bring insight into what we are playing here in the studios. My name is Comfort Okran. It's a privilege to be here with you. We're going for a short break. When we return, we go straight to playing OWARE with Rachel and Mamiesi. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Highly spiritual.
I call on you, Chikenu, always there for me, Lord, you are good. I call on you, Chikenu, always there for me, Lord, you are good.
Yawa, you no go do me, yawa. Yawa, you no go do me, yawa, Lord, you said in Isaiah, you never sleep, you know the tire. Lord, it's you that I desire. Anything you do, you know fi play. Yeah. You no go do me, yeah. Yeah. You no go do me, yeah. No, yeah. You no go do me, yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. You no go do me, yeah. And there are times that I feel lonely. There's no one to help, no one to hold me, yeah. But you're faithful to the end, Lord. So you answer when I pray. You no go do me, yeah. Yeah. You no go do me, yeah. No, yeah. You no go do me, yeah. Yeah. You no go do me, yeah. trust in you, not to lotto. Faith is what drives me, not to motto. I praise you, God, I bow. I go to anything that you want, I take it from my bottom. Put my trust in you, not to lotto. Faith is what drives me, not to motto. I praise you, God, I bow. I go to anything that you want, I take it from my bottom. You know, if you give up on me, oh yeah, oh yeah, you know, if you give up on me, oh yeah, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, no, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, no, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, oh, you know, go do me, yawa, no, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, you know, go do me, yawa, Put my trust in you, not to lotto. Faith is what drives me, not to motto. Praise you, God, I bow. I go to. Put my trust in you, not to lotto. Faith is what drives me, not to motto. Praise you, God, I bow. I go to. Yawa, no, yawa. Yawa, never do me, yawa, never do me, yawa, Oh, never do me, yawa.
I call on you, Chikenu, always there for me, Lord, you are good. I call on you, Chikenu, always there for me, Lord, you are good. I call on you, Chikenu, always there for me, Lord, you are good. I call on you, Chikenu, always there for me, Lord, you are good.
Get me York's rent-a-car. I need a car in 15 minutes. Hi, I'm Jake Morris, and I travel globally. But when I'm in Ghana, York's Rent-A-Car is my reliable choice for safety and comfort on the road. York's Rent-A-Car provides comprehensive logistics services to mainly blue-chip companies as well as individual clients.
At a time, we needed a car rental service, and York's fitted in very well to our standards.
Their services is top-notch. Drivers are on time.
It was beautiful to see them behind the wheels. And anytime they pick up a guest, the guests were very, very happy.
Already? Yes. Excellent. York's Rent-A-Car provides services and expertise that include meet and greet services at the airport, car rental, driver personal outsourcing, and vehicle detailing. What's the problem? Yo, I told you, York's Rent-A-Car delivers world-class service to its customers, having their highest safety and comfort in mind. So watch out. Two of us are open for him. York's Rent-A-Car runs 24/7 operations where customers can make car reservations and inquiries of our services online and also call our hotline.
Hi there and welcome back. Welcome to the Springboard Hangout, your fundicative program that is here on social media just for you. As I was telling you, we've been looking at games, the games people play, and we've been looking at how or why people play games. We've looked at international games. Today we are home, GH, live and colored. You know that when you come to GH, our stuff here has got some special touch to it. So yes, today we have in the studios to my immediate right, I have my BSc Bruce. And she is an IT student at UPSC. And she, interestingly, has her friend, or their friends. I'm sure they'll share with us how they became friends. Yes, and so we have Rachel. Rachel is also at UPSC, believe it or not, also studying IT. So I asked them that why are they both studying IT. So, Mami, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Okay, so I went to senior high school in Infantine Girls. That's why I met Rachel, and she became my friend because she has a really good heart.
I mean, how can somebody have a good heart? Tell us.
So immediately she sees you need something, even if it's her last, she's willing to give it out to you, just so she knows you're okay, no matter what.
Wow, that's a beautiful story about Rachel. Rachel, so what made you say, okay, I want to be your friend, or how did you people connect? From your angle, we've heard from her perspective, so let's hear from your perspective. Maybe yours, she was doing something, you didn't like her, so you went to, straighten her out or something. No, you tell us what happened.
I did something wrong, and she told me points like this, that. Like, now we don't have friends like that who tell you straightforward that what you've done is wrong, and if you still want to be my friend, if not, don't. She actually told me what I did was wrong before, but later on, we became so close, and here we are. She's actually a good person, and she tells you whatever you do, even being it right or wrong, she tells you. So that's what I like about Mommy AC.
Wow. So one was attracted by the goodness of your heart, of someone's heart. The other was attracted by the fact that the person is honest, the person says the truth. And you felt that is something that is lacking in the world. So, okay, so you've been attracted, you've gone to the same secondary school or senior high school, and you've become friends. Where did this one, the OWARE, come into play in your friendship, or in the growth of your being friends with each other?
One day we decided to go out to a cafe to have some snacks, and there were games set up there, and we decided to play some games, but we were not so good at it. And we saw the OWARE. We're like, oh, let's play. And we had fun. We were talking, and she ended up winning me.
You mean she destroyed you?
Yes.
There was no comeback.
Yes, and we decided, oh, it's something that is actually fun to play, even though you would not want to lose it, but it's something you actually love to play. And Ludo too was available there, but she also destroyed me in that, but today I'm talking about.
Why? Is it like you are the Serena Williams of Ludo local games, or what?
Growing up, it was available at home, so I used to play with my mom and my sisters, so it was more like I grew up with it.
You grew up with it, so you learned all the strategies, the wicked ones or the good ones.
Very wicked.
The very wicked one. I remember playing a game once with Albert, and he beat me so badly that if it hadn't been that we're married by that time, I could have said that no, we won't marry again. He was that bad. It was that bad. So are you like Albert? Very.
One house for me.
Is it true?
Of course, I have to win. When they win, well.
Why is winning important?
It feels good to win. It just feels good.
How?
I can tease her when I win. So since then, that's the same way since then. She's always saying I win her. So I can tease her when I win.
You can tease her when you win. So how many times have you?
If I won it, no marry. 0.
So you mean it's a foregone conclusion that today that we are in the studio?
Oh, no, I'll make sure.
You make sure that today you have been in the studio, you do something about it.
Yes, I hope you pardon me too. I beg.
No. This one, do it. This one you have evidence. Evidence based that there's going to be a serious match in the studio today.
The best player win.
On which note, Mamisi says, let the best player win. On that note, can you tell us a bit about how OWARE is played?
Okay, so there are, I don't know how to...
marbles?
There are these marbles in, and you're supposed to distribute 4 in each hole. So if you pick a first hole, you're supposed to distribute it so you get to an empty hole. So if the last marble in your hand falls on an empty hole, that's done. And as you play along, if the marbles in one hole adds up to 4, you win, and you're supposed to collect that. So at the end of the game, the one who has the most marbles for the most holes wins the game.
I see. So then you have, but how many holes do you have in the
Each person
structure?
has 6 holes.
Everybody has 6, so you are allowed 6. So in total, if you have 6 and you have 4, that's 24, right?
Yeah.
So you have 24 marbles,
Yes.
right? And you're supposed to. Are you supposed to retain all your 24? Or how then does somebody say that I have won? Well, you said you said how does she win? Okay.
She wins by taking a house from me, like a hole.
So every hole is a house.
Yes.
So that's a bit like what do we call it? Maybe monopoly. Okay.
Yeah,
so every hole is a house. It's your structure that you defend. Yeah. So you are going around the various.
You go around the houses. So if by the end of the game we count the houses, so that's like put the pebbles back and a house is gone, and I know she has taken 1 house from me, so now she has 7 houses instead of her 6. So we do that, so maybe all my houses are gone and I know I have no more pebbles.
Is it possible to come back from a losing position?
Oh yes, I reached 2, but I managed to take 3 like that.
You know, back and forth. Right. Okay, so then we have this game. So who starts the game?
You decide.
You can alternate.
You can alternate. So today, who will start our game?
Mamiesi.
Why Mamiesi?
I always start and I lose.
Is it possible that starting first give you an advantage? Does it give you an advantage?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It's about your mindset.
It's about your mindset. That's a very important question that you bring on board. What do you mean by it's about your mindset?
You need brains to actually play this game, because you have to calculate. Maybe you see 3 holes, 3 marbles here, and there's just 1 marble here, and there are like 10 here, and you decide to take that 10 and play. You are losing. You're obviously going to take your 4, your 4 here. But here's a case, maybe I have 3 here, 3 here, and maybe just 1 here.
Okay.
So I'll use that 1 to take this away. So then there'll be left with 1 here. So I just have to count to see how many pebbles so that I can take both, so that I can get more pebbles.
Right. So can we see a little bit of this in action? Mamiesi, you are starting. Okay, Mamiesi, you are starting for us. Tell us, do you mind telling us the reasoning? Okay, after you've played the game and she has played, then you can tell us why you chose a particular strategy. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Right. So can you start for us?
Sure.
So you've taken your first house and you've distributed it. And in the distribution, you now have, so when you reach, when show us the last marble, so that this is your last marble for this.
If the last one falls in a hole with other marbles, you take it and continue. But
okay,
if the last one falls in an empty hole, it stays there alone.
It stays there alone.
Yeah,
then
that's
your
your end.
So then your turn is over.
It's over.
Then it's your turn for the opponent to start. Okay, I have a quick question, Mamiesi. Why did you start with that particular hole?
Okay, in the beginning, it's just, for me, in the beginning, just a random pick. So you just pick randomly. But as the game goes on, that's when you can tell when to pick which one. So here, it's up to 4, so I can take it.
So you've got 4 here. So now you've got a first...
my first house. So
a new house. So where do you put it on the side?
Yes.
Okay. And then you go on with the others. Excellent. Okay. So you went in with... No, because I can see that Mamiesi has 1, but you have 3 now, unless I'm mistaken.
Because I got 4 other 4s.
So
if you dance on a 4, you start with 4. So whilst you get 1, you have to land on a 4. So when you get the 4, you pick it.
Okay. Right. So now, but Mamiesi seems to have a slight... I was just going to say, Mamiesi seems to have a slight advantage, and then you just came and swooped her house of cards away. Okay. In this case, usually when you are playing you play your game. Usually when you are playing what goes on? And that whilst you are doing this?
Oh, we talk. We laugh at each other, who is losing and who is winning. And we talk about maybe things we want to talk about. And yes, like right now she's playing and I don't want to lose. She doesn't want to lose. So you have to really be steady on it. Like you have to really concentrate on the game. And also you can talk about maybe school, you can talk about family, you can talk about anything you want to talk about. Because it's actually a way to release stress. Because you'll be laughing, having fun. You can't just sit there on your face and play it. You have to.
But what if you are if you are in hot soup? How can you can't be?
Oh, you actually laugh because it's a friendly match. You know you want to win.
Okay. Oh. So in this case, let me see. Oh.
Rachel is, I don't know.
She's on fire.
Yeah, she's on fire.
Okay, so here we are. Rachel is really giving you a good time in terms of winning the game. And then I should stop keeping quiet. Rachel is doing a good job. Yeah. And so if we were at home, play in the house with your family, or let's say you started with your mother. Was it a time that she was able to impart some cultural knowledge to you? Is it possible?
Yeah, along that time, probably she tells me stories of when she was a kid, how she also used to play with her mom and they used to, with her siblings, and they used to talk and everything. And she's told me stories along the line.
And what did you find about those stories?
I mean, interesting. Some of them were funny. Some of them were very interesting. Some of them actually taught you something she shouldn't do in life, because maybe she did something and she got bitten. She was lashed for it, so I know I'm not supposed to do that.
I see. So, what is the longest time you spent behind a game, playing or worrying?
So personally, I normally play after school, so maybe an hour or two, at most 2 hours. You
don't play. You don't worry about it being something that you keep on doing, or let's say how sometimes you talk about people are playing with video games and they are addicted to video games. You don't think you'll be addicted to or worry?
I feel like depending.
Yeah,
okay.
If you want to get all her houses, then you really have to play for long.
Okay.
More like in a case where she has won my houses and I still want to get it. So we keep on playing, so maybe I don't want to give up, so I keep on playing and it's just going. It becomes kind of addictive because you don't even notice time is going. You're just concentrating on getting your houses back. I
see. We've been joined online via Zoom by our one and only Fapepong Achiampong. You know, I've never been able to pronounce your name. You know it, so Fapepong. You are such. You play with words. You play with video. Video. You play with our words. Fapepong, we're watching the game as it's ongoing in the studio right now. How or what is the essence of our cultural games in the Ghanaian society?
Okay, thank you so much. The last one. The essence of our traditional games, first of all, have to do with identity.
Okay.
You know, in OWARE, for instance, since you started with OWARE, you know, the word OWARE itself, it's a name, first of all. And then when you add other games like jamming, Jericho, Ebisai, and all these games, they are names our local language, which first of all promotes the art in terms of our language. In German, for instance, that is draft.
Yeah.
We have like Akroma and all that, even in terms of the rules and everything. So it has, each of the games has specific rule that helps us as a society. For instance, when you are talking about OWARE. Hello?
I'm listening. If you're talking about OWARE.
Yeah. Yeah. When you are talking about OWARE, you are talking about calculations.
Okay.
It's not just about you just fetching, but you have to calculate. So the science of numbers comes in when you are talking. You are playing dummy, for instance, like draft. You still need to work with the science of numbers, calculations. Even when it comes to that, like this draft.
And I don't.
Military tactical formation plays a role. So basically, the essence of all this, aside the entertainment, plays major roles in our life. When you teach a child how to play OWARE or dummy or other related games, unlike this TV game where I'm not with much respect to each culture, like every cultural thing, as compared to our indigenous ones, they are not just virtual where you just play, but this one are physical. So as you continue to play, you will be involved with practical aspects. You know, when you talk of, we usually talk about practice making one perfect. So as you sit, there is a word, kind of a kind of an adage which says that amemu to say damn it all. Put the chira, put much that's when you realize how difficult it is. So all these things are part of our environment. So the more we embrace some of these things, the more we recognize the reality of our glory, the reality of different characteristics or traits and all that. So unfortunately, I don't know whether I'm still in the within the question, but the long and short is that it's highly essential.
You know, you actually moved to one thing that I wanted to explore about our philosophy and values. Do playing such games help?
Yeah.
How? Let me say, how do playing games like OWARE or Dummy and so on and so forth help us pass on our philosophical ideologies or values in the Ghanaian society?
Okay. For instance, in Dummy, there is something called Akroma.
Something called what?
Akroma.
Akroma.
That is the crown.
Okay.
The draft. The crown has, instead of the Akroma, has the ability, as you already know, to take a number of other, as in the opposite side.
Yeah.
You have the upper hand of moving, as in, how do I put it? Like not obeying the normal rules of all these other marble. I don't know whether I'm making sense. No, there are.
I'm listening.
Hello.
Yeah, we are listening.
Yes, you know, with the various constituents, or should I say, I've forgotten the right, like the marbles you use in playing them. When you are able to succeed in attaining the crown, which is Akroma, you have the ability to just use it so far as you are in line with a particular order. You can just cross on, go outside and inside within like a perimeter, kind of a perimeter, but you'll be able to transcend where other marbles are able to go. So all these things are also calculations, and with the names alone, you are able to recognize the characteristics of some of these names, like what makes Akroma Akroma, as compared to let's say Akoko. Like when we are talking about a crow, or like a hawk. Hawk. And the hawk has the ability to fly higher than the small chicken.
I see. Okay,
so it tells you more. The more you play, the more you take note of everyday natural occurrences that we hardly pay attention to.
Okay.
What is it that someone have the ability to achieve greater things as compared to the person's other colleagues? Like we all go through schooling, we all have our household chores, but at the end of the day, some are able to attain higher or greater heights as we grow. So it stimulates your mind into kind of principles of life that may not be able to be taught, or which your normal average test may not be able to teach you.
I see.
Hello.
Yeah. So it focuses your mind and it helps you learn things that otherwise somebody who may not be so focused on what is going on to achieve. And what happened was that I just looked into the studio, and I am very, very amused at the studio. You remember how, I don't know whether you when we started, Rachel started with Vim, serious Vim. Then immediately Rachel took one of Mamiesi's houses. Mamiesi has valiantly fought back, and Mamiesi has taken back the one that Rachel took. But as if that were not enough, now Mamiesi has returned the favor and has taken only one. But the way they are giggling in the studio, you can realize that the thing is not going well at all. Well, we would have to go for a quick break. When we return, we'll find out more about our traditional games and how we can learn and show what the values and philosophy of our traditional life. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In 1994, Aaron Taylor died, or at least part of him did. While trying to flee the scene of a failed armed robbery, Taylor was shot in the skull. By some miracle, he survived, only to be sentenced to 50 years for his crime. For many, that would have sparked a vicious cycle of crime and a lifetime behind bars. But for Taylor, it was a rebirth. He started going to therapy, began taking his faith seriously, and even mentored other inmates. But what really sparked Taylor's recovery was basketball. Not playing it, but giving play-by-play commentary on the games. Taylor infused prison yard games with his sharp wit and his booming voice, earning him the nickname Showtime. Today, our game changer is honing your craft. It would have been easy to announce games for fun, but Taylor was dedicated. He worked steadily, calling 3 games a day, 5 days a week. Then opportunity came knocking. The Golden State Warriors visited the prison for a game with the inmates. And guess who gave commentary? Taylor. And best believe he killed it. His standout performance led the Warriors to invite Taylor as the guest announcer for an NBA game. A dream come true. Sometimes life hands us bitter lemons, and naturally we want to toss them in the trash. But Taylor's story teaches us one thing. No matter how dire the circumstances, keep honing your craft. The opportunity will come. In 1994, the old Aaron Taylor died, but today he's more alive than ever. It's finally showtime. This has been the Game Changer with Jojo Okran. Have a phenomenal week.
I'm sorry, but you're back in the studio, and just before we came on, poor Rachel just said, "Hey," because after the last round, now Mamiesi has taken 2 of her houses, and so, Rachel, what are you learning? I mean, what are you learning from tonight's game? Honestly.
I'm learning use your mind.
Because you
don't be eager to win. Like
exactly, you were very eager to win, and there was an obvious one that you could have just picked up without any stress.
I mean, don't worry.
You win. There's more time for the eagle.
More time,
right. So apart from this game, what other games do you play?
Okay, you play Ludo.
Ludo.
And there's snakes and ladders too. So.
Okay. And you two, what other games do you play, Rachel?
The local games, jump rope.
Okay. Okay. Ampe. Yeah.
Ludo.
I actually came across a video today of a young. I mean, there's an association presently of the sports association that are looking at helping move our Ghanaian games internationally. They call it the Cultural Games Academy or something like that, and they are helping to promote our games internationally. So if you were part of this group, but before I go on, that reminded me, when you said Snake and Ladders, reminded me of this book that we have, Abed and I, we've written, Snakes and Ladders. It's based on the group. So for coming tonight, this is your copy. Okay, yeah, this is your copy. But if you were part of this group, how would you support the organization to move a game like, because you really have fun. Yes. You are having fun playing the OWARE. How would you help the group promote OWARE outside, or in fact, even let's start locally first, because I don't think you get OWARE being played as widely as you get a game like Snake and Ladders or something being played. So how do we first encourage the growth of OWARE in Ghana, then we can look at the international market?
Okay,
you start with you, Rachel.
First, I can say the way we play football, basketball in schools, schools can actually bring these local games like OWARE, Ludo on board and be like, oh, we're having a competition for just this, so that we'll see. Those people will actually be interested to play it. Like, they'll actually want to win, like the way I want to win. So they actually want to win, so they'll find it interesting because it's actually something that opens your mind. With maths, as he was saying, with maths, it can actually open your mind. So if we get on board with the heads of schools and their prefects, we can talk to them and be like, oh, if you have maybe sports and games, you guys can bring on board OWARE, Ludo, Snakes and Ladders. And I think the children actually have fun playing with it, because we adults, we are not really adults, but we
are adulting.
Yes. We actually have fun playing it. And also, I can say when we go to like this local restaurants and all these things, you can actually have these games there. Whilst you're waiting for your food, you can actually be playing. It will actually be fun. You can't just, some people will just go out and sit down and just be pressing their phones and stuff. So we can actually have these things on board that will actually help us
Connect.
Connect more in person rather than online, because I can be sitting with her here but we'll be texting. It's actually not right.
Yeah.
So I think it can also help us. That's from my point of view.
Okay. Let me see.
So, with the, you see with the other international games, so the Scrabbles and the other games, they are easy to find. When you want some to buy, it's very easy to find. More like when you walk into every mall, you can get some. But with this OWARE and other things, I don't know. It's just I only see them at traffic lights, and it's not even that precise that you find it here. So, I think if it's more available, it's not that much available. If they make it more available, it would actually help for people to learn, get it, and play more.
I see. So it's where you would get it. It's a challenge.
Yes.
And so and I think you're right, because I remember once I was traveling and I was looking for OWARE to travel with, to go and give as a gift to my hosts. And I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't remember where I could go to and pick up a game of OWARE. But if it's where that's available, so guys, that's an opportunity, possible opportunity for someone who is looking for some business idea. That's another business idea. How can you make OWARE so beautiful that now, and you deliver it to the stores, so people would go and be buying it? Think about it. You had it here on the Springboard Hangout. Right. Okay. So that is one thing. Fapepong. Yeah. So where, if you were, by the way, guys, state of affairs in the game, it is now, if we started with 6-6, like 0-0 in this particular point in the game, it is now 8 to Mamiesi and 4 to Rachel. Please, I beg. Can somebody please come and rescue Rachel at this point in the game? Right. For you were saying, I mean, I was going to ask you, please, you can continue the game, and let's see if Rachel will take another one. Oh, Rachel. I was asking you, how do we make OWARE or some our local games, not the preserve of the few who have the opportunity to play it, how do we make it so available? How do we make it available for a lot more people to play with it?
Anyway, thank you. I think it has to do with the interest. If people develop interest in it,
Hello, yes, we are listening to you, please.
Yeah, so far as people are able to, have the interest of playing it, first of all, they will find a way of acquiring it wherever they are. And one other thing I also realized is that it can also be purchased virtually on Play Store. So just as people play this like these TV games on phone, it can also be played on phone virtually at different levels. But I think if it is rewarded, where like these footballs and other things, other forms of games are appreciated, if we have a game like that where like this inter-basic school cultural festivals and other things, we add it, I think it will be very good. People will know that you are not just playing it for playing sake, but you can actually win prizes for it. And then if it is actually added to that of, I don't know whether we still have this cycle institute cultural festival. But if we continue to take this regular and add some of these OWARE, Lutu, these radials. You know, the radials too, we have the local one. And then Antwechi and other things. If we package it well and we reward those who are able to do it very well, I think it will kind of increase people's interest, and then also, so far as we continue to play, I mean, it's already in our DNA. So transferring it to other generations will be very easy. If those who are playing it, those who know how to play it right now, are able to do it publicly most of the time. Others will also learn. They will develop the interest. Some will download the ones they can virtually practice it. Then when it comes to the physical competition, I think it will also help. The virtual practice will help them to perform better. And then as you sustain it through sponsorship, through different levels of competition. I mean, practically, I think that it will be easier for other generations to also have it as part of their daily ritual.
I see. Fantastic. I like the concept of looking out for sponsorship for people who are interested in playing the games, and also how we can ensure that we make it available digitally as well. Now, for people, I mean, if it will be a crime on our part if we don't ask you to give us one of your beautiful recitals whilst you are here with us in the studios. So, can you honor us with one of your beautiful renditions? I mean, let people see the beauty that you bring to words in this space. Can you take us away?
No, Mama, for Obia won February, which I'm for baby, Madam Michelle Gandhi or Winston Tramble Camp for film. Obia and Seni and Penning in Melbourne would be a step. But I was talking. I will start with this one is not too really like my normal recital. The title is Within a Day, meaning yours is yours. I think that will with this discussion.
Okay.
It's in the form of music. Meanwhile, I can't even think properly. So just bear with me.
No problem.
Within it, with you, yeah, I say, within it, with it. With the Burukusu, it's Brenkese, or not to Brikiti, your Putri tree, a Bumuya Fre, and Yapia Fre, at the Pia Fre, with the Funu, Muabo Brim, Tiabo Brim, Minty Minim, Ubriki Si Brim. What they know what they.
Wow.
What they know what you. Within with you.
Yours is yours.
When you kuma or dapel or come the wa near woody to come the wa near one nom or far near what sow. O diabwa near Woodia, what Shadia near Wooku, or Cassa near Wote, Uri Pua near Woche, Uku Pum near Wojane, you within a day. Within a would you within a day. Obi e ko uye tu bite brofo wote kata obi ne beden ho woni ho ye wode na wode. So this one is a very long well, I don't know if you have the time for
I like you're saying
the essence of it. The long and short is that individually and collectively is the duty of each and every one of us to know the essence of our being, the essence of our individuality, the essence of our personality, the essence of our identity in terms of who we are, life. So it kind of mentions what we wear, what we hear, what we say, what we speak, what we like, everything, our daily ritual, everything we do and undo. Like, what is it that makes us who we are? Like, in terms of culturally and in terms of civilization level, politically, technologically, everything that has to do, that forms part of our living. Like, it's our duty collectively and individually to understand the need for ourselves, like to I don't know whether I'm making sense, but for us to know our connections in it without necessarily copying blindly.
Without it, we will really struggle. I can't thank you enough. I mean, you have brought so much depth into what we have done today. And if I come back to the studio, are you ready for your fight? I think in the final analysis, I think Rachel has only 3 houses left now. Only 2. And as usual, Mamiesi is having a lot of fun. A lot really laughing, but they are bonding. That's the most important thing. And they at least one of the things that I really enjoyed in their share was the fact that when we are able to make this more available in where we sit, like in the cafes that we go to, or in the schools, if it's part of the school games, playing our local games will no longer become the preserve of the few. Because now people will be looking for it and because they also want to have fun. Do you have any final words for us today?
So, OWARE is fun. I think people wouldn't have interest in what you don't know, so we should just try as much as possible to explore our local games and try and learn how to play it. It's a really fun game.
OWARE is fun. It is really a fine game. Right. And what about you, Rachel? What are your last words for today, please?
I think everyone should actually bond physically, not electronically. So you have to go out, explore, have fun with local games, not only foreign games. When you're having game nights, have OWARE, not only Uno and all that. So I think we should make use more of our local games.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, you saw how much fun they had. You saw how Rachel was soundly beating Mamiesi, and I was marveling at her dexterity. That is Mamiesi's dexterity at the game, and it showed that there was a lot of strategy going on. People were learning, and I think I would encourage you, if you haven't played OWARE before, I think this is the time that you have to go out and search and get a game board and go and play with your family. On Sunday, we'll come your way with Springboard Hangout, the Springboard Virtual University. Albert is going to have another fantastic interview that you don't want to miss. So we'll meet you at 7 p.m. on either Joy FM or on our social media pages on Facebook or on YouTube. And please, you don't want to miss this one. It's going to be one that is one with the beauty. The same program will be repeated on Saturday on Joy Prime, and you would like to be there as well. So until we come your way again next week, know that this is one of the best places you can be to learn all sorts of things. And I can promise you, you would never go wrong tuning in to the Springboard Hangout. So we come your way next week. Do have a fantastic day. You are simply the best. We love you. Mwah. Bye.
Turn around. Turning point. Yeah. He's a turn around. For so long.